ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to race number 10, episode 9. So we're halfway through the first season already of our F1 2021 Myteam career mode. And today we have the Belgium Grand Prix around Spa-Francorchamps, a track I normally like, but on this year's game, it's a bit of a handful with the handling model. So it makes it very, very difficult to, should we say, stay in a straight line. Avoid all curbs. Make sure you are very cautious on the throttle, up Al Rouge, and try not to crash. That's my joys around here. But as you can see, we're signing a new contract here with Distort. As a new contract on our car, you can see we put it just on the nose, on the little lift of the nose, and on the rear wing. So we signed this contract with Distort because we presumed that with quick practice, it counts as all your practice programs done. Apparently not, according to the game. Let's do our interview with Will Buxton.
Here we are in the HQ of our newest Formula 1 team. We've got an awful lot to talk about, so let's jump straight in. Your facilities here are looking a little dated compared to other teams. Is there a reason for that?
We have to be sure that our investments to facilities reflect on-track performances, is the answer we're going to go with here. The other one's just downgraded apartment.
Things haven't quite been going your way this season. Are you going to be able to turn the team around?
No, I think we're going to be honest here and go with the durability problem.
Your second driver really seems to be improving at a rapid pace. How dedicated are they?
The amount of time they spend preparing off track is admirable.
At the moment, you seem to be a solid mid-tier team. What do you think will take your team to the next level?
And with this one, we're going to go with, I can't remember what we chose. Probably the Aero? Potentially the Aero? Yeah, that's what we did go with.
It's been wonderful to spend some time with you. Best of luck out on track.
And there you go, there was the interview with Will, and we move on towards the Belgium Grand Prix. And here we are in our first attempt in quali, coming around the long left-hander. We've done a full 360 and straightened up the car. That was satisfying to watch. But yeah, not really the fastest way around that corner, let's be real. But it was satisfying to watch nonetheless. Now, as you can see here, we're just finishing our lap here with, I believe, Max Verstappen up right behind us, who blocked us on our last lap, which was annoying. Now, we're going for another lap, and we've got Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin just in front of us. We're very brave up Al Rouge that time, only a tiny, tiny lift. And we're using Sebastian as a bit of a slipstream, a bit of a tow along this big long straight. I don't know what the straight's called, but we're using him as a tow. And it's really helping us. Now in the corners it might really affect our lack of downforce that we have already. And, well, I mean, it's not affected us too much. And we're now 8 temps up. We lose the back end slightly. Lose a bit of time. We come around the final corner. And we're going to be 6 temps improvement with a 42.9. But now we're going for another lap. We weren't happy with that one. Can we improve? Obviously, we lost a lot of time on the lap. We're following Seb through here. Through the final corner, accelerate out, 4 temps up on our previous best, and a 42.537. Is that enough to get into Q2? And it is just enough. We beat our teammate by quite a margin. He'd done an awful lap. But here we are, our only lap we're doing in Q2. And it's good enough for P9 as we cross the line. But where is it going to put us? We're not in the top 10 as we expected. But we're going to be P15. But we're having to take a lot of new components because the components we had on the car were very, very worn. And there's not a lot we can do. So we've just had to bite the bullet here and start from the back, essentially. It's not ideal.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 metres of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Perez, Gasly, Leclerc, Tsunoda and Sebastian Vettel, Sainz, Ocon, Fernando Alonso and Stroll, Baxter, they've taken a grid penalty, Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher and Antonio Giovinazzi, Russell, Schwartzman, Mazepin.
As you can see, the game's got a little bit confused and put us in P15, although we are last on the grid, so no idea why it's done that. But we now gear up to the 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go here for the Belgium Grand Prix around Spa-Francorchamps. And if you haven't noticed, yes, there's no replay cameras today because they corrupted. But we're just going to have to go with what we've got. And there we go, we dive down the inside, overtake a load of cars. Nearly had Raikkonen and Schumacher too, but decided to back out of the corner because it looked a bit dangerous. But we are in P18 from 22nd on the grid already. Now, a little bit cautious through here on the first lap. Try not to take too much and lose the back end. Trying to get in slipstream with Schumacher. Are we going to throw it down the inside after this long straight? I think we're thinking about it. And we do go for it. And just about make the move stick. Blocking Schumacher out of the way. He has to back out the corner. He has nowhere to go. And we're up into P17. Can we now hunt down Kimi Raikkonen? Go a little bit deep in here into the understeer corner. But yeah, hopefully today's race goes better than previous ones. But we have made a mistake. And Mick Schumacher's trying to come back at us. Mick Schumacher, who is on our radar for a potential next driver, and so is the guy that's just overtook us there, George Russell. Schwartzman's also gone for us, but we're going to dive bomb back down the inside of Schwartzman and Russell and just get our positions back, and then we're going to hunt down Mick Schumacher and hopefully pass him as soon as we possibly can. We've got a big long straight going into the bus stop chicane. Maybe that's the place we can go for it. Very brave through there. Any wider, we're in the wall. We found that out the hard way in practice on TT. That didn't go too well. Now, we are hunting down Schumacher, using a lot of ERS. Perfect through there. Are we going to have a little dive into the bus stop? We look too far back, but no, we do go for it. Just wheel bang, but just about get away with no damage, because wheel to wheel shouldn't give you damage on this game. Get away with it. We make a lovely move. Now we're on our own and we nearly lose it and put it in the barrier. We get lucky. We get so lucky. That was a lapse of concentration, and I don't know why it left the second part in there, but it's a lapse of concentration, and yeah, there's not an awful lot we can do. Now on lap 8, we've seen nobody. Absolutely nobody all these laps. We're coming in. We were going to go long on the mediums and pit the softs, but we've changed our mind. We're going to pit early on the mediums for the hard tyres, because everybody else is doing that, and there's no point in us going a different way, because we'll be nowhere near anybody when they all pit. Now, let's just try not to mess up the pit exit, and we managed to do that, so that's good news. Now on lap 10, we're just trying to mind our own business now. Bottas out of the session. We don't even have a replay of that, unfortunately. Also, I've noticed one thing. I moved the subscribe during this recording. I don't think it registered for the start of the recording, so it's unfortunate, but it is where it is for now. For the next episode, it will not be there, because I have moved it. It just has not registered for this episode, because I was already recording, like I said. But as you can see, completely on our own. Lap 17, lap 18, lap 19, lap 20, we're just so on our own right now. Lap 21. This has just been one of those races where we're just completely isolated. No one's near us. We're too slow to catch the drivers in front, too fast for the drivers behind. And we do come home for P16, possibly one of the most boring races I've ever drove. I was trying to occupy myself throughout that race. I was so bored. It was just no one near me, no one was being caught, no one was catching me. It was just painful. But we have got to the end. We've finished P16, beating our teammate.
Circuits, but they've persevered to take the win here today. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today? I really feel they deserve it. So, let's review the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
My driver of the day has to be, no question, Antonio Giovinazzi. Such an assured drive from one of the sport's newer stars, and a performance he can be very, very proud of.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
But yeah, P16, overall, good result.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Do you know what? We're just going to talk over her. She just talks garbage anyway. To be honest with you, I've only left her in today because the video would be very, very, very short if I didn't, obviously, without the corrupted part of the replay cameras, which was very, very irritating. So yeah, I've left her in just to make the video a tiny, tiny bit longer. But it's yeah, it was a dull race. I don't know how you make a dull race look exciting when you have no replay cameras to use. Because realistically, it was one of those ones you want to forget and never return to. Yeah, I don't know. I can't make a race exciting that wasn't really. It just wasn't exciting. So yeah, well, at least we're nearly a level 11 acclaim just before we get to sign our new driver. Hopefully we can level up just before, and that opens up a lot of options if we get up to level 11 acclaim. Obviously you can see the distort there hasn't worked, although we did all practice programs in quick practice, but hey ho, doesn't matter. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Next race is the Dutch Grand Prix. Won't go much better, not really good around that circuit, but we'll try our best. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you are new around here, please subscribe for more. If you enjoyed this, leave a like. I've been Chris12LFC, and I will see you later.